Okay, this is Aaron again with Exalted Lamb 1, and I have my part 2 video. And just want to preface here too, again, like my part 1, I have babies in the background, and so I might have to pause it. You might hear them crying, Kieran and Carson, as I've shared with their pictures on the first part. So, man, I am so excited to share this information with you. I've been waiting a few days, actually several days, but doing this a couple days, and it's just, man, the setup on these things can be so rigorous. It's for me, especially with a family and all this stuff. So, and I want to preface this again with, like I do with all my videos, I am a speculator. The Lord Jesus shows me stuff, gives me dreams, visions, insight, and I do my own research, and and I see stuff in numbers, and I'm a big numbers guy and puzzles guy and all that stuff. And so all that combined, I'm speculating about what may happen. There's a good chance that none of this will happen when I'm thinking it might happen, okay? And that's happened at different times. But I've also predicted different events that have happened, and sometimes predicted the dates and things, as you know if you watch my channel and my different videos. um, a lot of several. I mean, very very many. So, might not know exactly the situation, exactly the ritual that they might be doing, or the exact event, but the timing a lot of times I'll get. So I pretty much, I can almost guarantee, and I'm saying that tongue in cheek, especially with the history of my videos, that something's going to happen. I mean, but you decide with the information I put before you. So, um, I'm starting with this video as part 2. 923 is 623. Okay, and again, just to reiterate, 923. I had a dream about 923, where God said America 923. America is laid low. Without getting into all the details of that dream right now, but and then I had a dream actually years later, and it was a few months ago, maybe about 5 months ago, something like that, 6 months ago. And Jesus whispered into my, it was such a quick dream, and I saw Jesus come up to me, he whispered in my ear, and he said, 923 is 623. And so I've had 623 in my mind as far as June 23rd, possibility for months, but it was too far out for me. I take things as they come, and I was looking for the numbers that match the most. So anyway, moving on here as much as I can without prefacing too much and spending too much time talking, because I got a lot to share. It's crazy. So, when I got 923 is 623, the same day basically, I think I was looking at some stuff and I saw one of these yahoos, these sold out entertainers, including Mr. Barack Obama right there, doing the 666 hand sign, and then immediately kicked into me. I could not believe. You see all these people that do all this. So on the left, you see the people doing the 666 hand sign that a lot of people know is the 666 hand sign, with the eye in in the center, like the eye in the triangle and all that. And then you see on the people on the right doing the thing with the tongue sticking out, and a lot of times one eye closed, the other eye open. And a lot of people don't know what that is. What those are, and when I got this 923 to 623, it really came together for me. The Lord just opened my mind up to what this stuff is. So the tongue, especially to the side or even out to the front, but a lot of them do the side, is a dead sheep. Okay, and then the wink does two things. There's a wink like I know what you don't know, and I'm winking at you. And then the other eye is open, like one eye for the eye in the triangle. And on the left side, you have, sometimes it's a combination of all those things, like Mr. Bieber here. Okay, fortunately, he's come to the Lord even more lately because he had this really bad experience with a bunch of music moguls, and they wanted him to take advantage of a young boy, and he ran out of there, and he went right back to Christ, thankfully. But when he was in this stuff, maybe he doesn't even know, maybe he didn't even know all the stuff he was doing, but other people were doing it. So that's the tongue out to the side, is the Day of the Dead Sheep, and goats as well. But and then the 623, of course we know the 666, so this is 666, okay, 666, and a lot of people know that, but a lot of people don't know that it's actually one of the six, so the 6 and then it's 2 fingers right here, and then it's 1, 2, 3 fingers right here. So it's the day of the 666 and 623, and it's also the day of the eye, which is basically Lucifer incarnating, really Barack Obama actually, okay, and then the day of the dead sheep. So it's all one day that all this stuff's going to happen, and basically be this huge transition. As a lot of people know, that the beginning of the tribulation. Like I say in my videos, the birth of the man-child into heaven from Revelation 12, and the birth of the Antichrist, on earth in a sense, with Lucifer incarnating Barack Obama is what I'm saying, okay? So that was huge. To realize what this really is, all together, the hand sign with the tongue and the eye and the hands, all that kind of stuff, that's what this is. So 623 is 923, and then, the 923 is in all these movies and such. Okay, so, but I'm talking about 623 right now. I'm talking about June 23rd. And so that's what that was saying there, the hand sign, 623. Okay, now another example I have is these boys, these Thai boys. They basically were trapped in this cave, if you remember the story and everything. And those are the 12 boys, okay? And that was a year ago as of coming up June 23rd. Okay, and I think it was 007, Stalled 7, this guy that commented, I'm pretty sure it was him. He does this great thing about I forget what is it, from the cave of these Thai boys. He does on Google Earth all the way to Hawaii, Kilauea, I think it is, or something like that. It's 6,666 miles or something like that. It's ridiculous. He's done these crazy math stuff with geographical. Anyway, I didn't have time. I couldn't find it, so I apologize if you're watching there. He's got some great numbers. Anyway, so this is an iPad Goat. Okay, so look at these Thai boys. That's the pictures of them to the left, and then on the right it was after this whole ordeal and stuff. And everything's good, and they've got these blue uniforms on. Well, they don't have blue uniforms, or that color uniforms. They had those red ones. See down there when they're in the cave, and they're sitting there in the cave with the red uniforms. And then look below them where they're standing. You see these luggage, and it's just this kind of blue-green color or whatever, right? Whatever that's called. Now look at this. Now I knew this before all this, even these colors, but look how these guys, what's really going on here. Remember, it's 623, June 23rd. Okay, look at the color. Look at the color of these boys behind her, and look at the color of the luggage there. Okay, it's the same color. It's aquamarine or whatever it is. Okay, this is all more false flags. This is not real. Okay, this was all staged, and whether the boys know some of it or all of it or whatever, it's not real. Okay, these are the boys behind Lily. Okay, just, as you can see, they're kids, so they're bodies with bigger heads. Would indicate children. Okay, and look how they're sitting. They're sitting like they're bored. Okay, they're sitting like they're bored. Now look down there on the bottom right. If any of you saw the footage when they're in the cave, they're sitting like they're bored in different positions. I mean, they were sitting there for days apparently, right? Again, this is about a birth. The cave was like a birth canal and all this other stuff. They were inside the belly of the cave like a birth awaiting, and then they came out on the right. It's crazy. I won't get into all the stuff, but trust me, if you can't see this by now right here, that's a weird, super crazy coincidence. I don't know what to tell you, but it's not a coincidence. This is a false flag. There's many in the media. The media is constantly, especially these days, last many years, most stories, especially national, international, are completely fake. Okay, and it's been proven with gematria all over the place. So these kids right here also are 623. Okay, how? Well, right here, she's in the middle. This is Lily. Okay. That's what Heliofont calls her. And then we have 6 figures right here on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 6th being Barack Obama. Now, I've said before in my other videos, these are presidents also. And these presidents were doing in office, they did before they became president, the rite of Osiris, which is a leadership kind of ritual. Anyway, I'm not getting into all that right now either, but he's the 6th one, okay, on this side. So that's 6. And then on this side, she's the little slash there. Then so we have 12 total boys right here, right? And again, this represents the Revelation 12 sign, good and evil, but they're focusing on the evil because this is all about the birth of the Antichrist. Okay, but at the same time, you have the birth of the child, the man-child in heaven. And that's what the Bible really talks about. Okay, but the enemy, of course, is trying to cover this up, the truth of the man-child being born in heaven, and making it about the Antichrist being born on earth, because they're both going to be born at the same time, virtually. Okay. So this three over here, these two are joined, and I think these are the bushes, the president's bushes, I think. Okay, and so this ends up being two because these are joined, and then these three are left. 2, 3, 6, 2, 3. And again, like I've said, in English gematria, Barack Hussein Obama is exactly 623, 623. Among other things, last year when he turned 57, which is the magic year number, 57, which is 19, 19, and 19, because 19 is the triple tau. In Greek, the T is tau, and he's the triple 19, the triple tau. And I won't get into all that, what that means. Okay, but I have over 300 reasons why, solid, amazing reasons why Barack Obama is the Antichrist. And I'm going to add probably 317 and 318 to you today. Maybe 319, I don't know. But these are huge. Like I said, beginning with Barack Obama in Hebrew, if you don't know, means lightning falling from heaven, which is Barack Obama. And that's what Jesus said in Luke 18. Okay, so this is the woman clothed in the sun. Down here underneath her is the sun with the moon at her feet, 12 stars above her head. Right here, these 12 figures. It's a weird, sick, twisted way of doing it, but I'm going to really talk to you in this video. Amazing thing of really establishing even more the Revelation 12 sign with some great revelation I got from Jesus. I'm so stoked to be able to share this with you. It's amazing. Okay, so that's the first 623, but there's so many, and I won't cover all of them, all the 623s. Okay, but because it's really about the birth of Barack Obama, and 623 is 923. And then right down here, right here, you see this? This is a backwards 6, and then upside down, this is an upside down 2, and this is a 3. It's 623 right here. It's also 923 as well. Upside down, 9 upside down, and then 2, 3, 9 backwards into 2, and upside down. Anyway, it's all over the place. They like to do things backwards, upside down, or both. Okay, and then also right here, Barack Obama figure right here, which he has ultraviolet on him right here because that's his favorite color. And then he has this ear. Obama's known for his ears, and he's the only one that has the ears sticking out because he's known for his ears. And then right here you have L and then C kind of sideways here. LC is 12:3, and that's Revelation 12:3, which is the dragon that appears. And Barack Obama is the dragon. And I've shown that many times. How even in iPad Goat it shows him as the dragon because his tassel, his ultraviolet tassel is touching the dragon as he's laughing and stuff. Okay, so now we have the goat. Now I want to talk about this. So there's so much here. Oh my goodness. Okay, well this goat right here. Let me go back. Actually, I just want to make sure I have the right slide here. This goat basically, in the beginning, his head is spinning. Okay, if you've seen it. If you haven't seen iPad Goat 2. Watch it. It's a short animation. It's really sick and demented, but there's a lot of demonic stuff in here. It's very multi-layered. It's very, it's amazing if you really watch it and you really get what it is as far as the intricacy of it and the symbolisms and everything. That's all the messages all wrapped up in this short little video or movie. It's pretty amazing actually, but it is very sick and it is demented. It's demonic. But even that, they're able to weave all these different things into these little segments, and they are in themselves little timelines and things like that. Okay, so this guy's head, revolves around, and if you pause it while he's doing that, there's 3 of them. There's 3 blurred images. Okay, so that represents what I believe are the 3 main hurricanes, and I've shared this before. This is a mountain right here. This is a very steep, severe mountain. Even these right here are showing that. These are the severe mountains in Hawaii because they're volcanic mountains. And that's what this shape is represented. In past videos, I've shown that, a good picture of that, and how this represents that, okay? And then this is a hurricane going over Hawaii, okay? And that's what this mountain represents. Also, it represents many things. But I'm going to show you this. This is what I think is going on here as well. More new insight. Okay, so this is also an upside down W. So that's 23 is W. And again, they do things upside down. And then this is, notice how the G doesn't have a little thing right here making it a G, so it can be a 6 or a 9, and I believe it is. And it's right on top of the mountain, so it's when these hurricanes are going over Hawaii, basically the 3 hurricanes that happened in 2018. And I'm going to show you, and I'll prove this to you, as much as I can with the circumstantial evidence that I have, okay? As much as an investigator or a prosecutor would bring a case, I'm going to say, like a prosecutor, with confidence, I'm going to prove to you, the jury, that, this case or whatever. And my case is that this is the timing and things I'm going to present to you. So this is 6 or 9, and then upside down W is 23. So 6 or 9, 23. And then this is crazy because this is a symbol for, this exact symbol is a symbol for Gemini. And it's so crazy. I just noticed this recently, and I'm kind of blown away. T is 20. This is, if you go backwards right here, so this is Gemini, and the last day in Gemini is 20, and this is an A, 20, and A is 1, T is 20 in alphabetical order of numbers, 21. So the last day in Gemini is 21. Okay, and by the way, up here you have these are there's 6. So you have 6, 21, and this is the last day in Gemini, and then this is kind of 0 basically. And then you have 6, what I think is possibly 6 or 9, 23, 21, 23, and then 25. E is 5, 25. So basically 6, 21, 23, and 25. And then I think this is 69. This is a 6 upside down, and I is 9. 69 is the portal, probably. Anyway, that's how I'm guessing at this point. It's pretty crazy with the information I've been uncovering lately. So let me show you that. So here's Gemini, May 21st through June 22nd. Now listen, I don't believe in any of this stuff, the false astrology. In fact, all this constellations and stuff are really chronicled and things in different books from godly men, like Witness of the Stars and several other books I've talked about, which talk about what God's intention were for the constellation. Now they tell a story from Leo, which is the lion in God's terminology, the Lion of Judah. I take that back. It's from Virgo, which is the Virgin Mary, all the way around the constellations. So the last one is Leo, which is in God's terminology would be the Lion of Judah. So it's from the first, the virgin birth, to the last, the lion. That's the Alpha and the Omega. Jesus is the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega, and that's what it's talking about. Anyway, so June 21st is what it's showing right there. And so I believe I'm going to talk about how the birth is by this time, possibly. And then Cancer, it starts on June 22nd to July 22nd. Again, these have been altered and changed from the original. I think they're actually a month off. And my birthday is actually right in here, and I've been told I'm Gemini, but what I know about the truth is I'm actually the bull, which they call Taurus. And Jesus is the bull. He's going to come in like the bull. Anyway, there's a number of things there. I won't get into all that. But anyway, so Gemini, do you see that Gemini symbol right here? Again, there it is right there, Gemini. And then, of course, we're going into Cancer soon. We're almost out of Gemini. We're going into Cancer, which is some of these main dates I'm talking about in June 23rd, June 25th. And then this is the 69. Again, this is the portal. And in Cancer, the constellation of Cancer are the Pleiades, and then you have the 7 stars, the Pleiades, that represent the 7 churches. And I believe very possibly that heaven is there. And we're going to go through a portal and get there, the bride of Christ, and that kind of thing. So I just want to show you that. That's a little thing there. Now, 23s. So in the iPad Goat animation, there is this character that puts on different masks and stuff. And I don't think I understand all of it. I have some ideas about some of it. But there's a part where he's dancing, and in this picture right here, and there's a 9 right here. But from his perspective, it's a 6. And then later on, towards the end of his dancing, and he comes down, and then this light, the sun god shines down on him. He's all happy, which is really the day of the 69 and the Antichrist and everything. But this figure going up, you see a 2 and a 3. So it's 6, 2, 3. Or you could also look at this from your perspective as 9, 2, 3. Okay, but because it's both really. This depends on the perspective and the amount of time. And I'm going to explain that, okay? Okay, I gotta explain this. This is crazy. So I am basically driving a couple of days. Actually, it was yesterday. Yesterday, I believe. And my brother Jeff, who has commented on my videos for a long time, and he finally, like a few months ago, I said, "Hey, we should talk sometime," because I appreciate certain people's repeated comments over time. I appreciate all good comments, really, but appreciate certain people's repeated comments, and so he said, "Hey, if we find he didn't." I sent him a comment a couple months ago saying we should talk, but I guess he didn't see it. And then he finally sent me one, and I said, "Sure," and I'll give you my email. And then yesterday we finally talked for the first time. And it was really awesome. But as soon as he called me, I was driving, and I pulled over, and he said to me, this is what he said to me. I'm telling you exactly what happened. He goes, "I've been seeing 623." I pulled over, and as he says, "I've been seeing 623." I looked in front of me and I could not believe it. God does this stuff to me all the time, and it blows my mind how he works out these things. But look at this. I'm sitting right here, and there's a car, and I'm covering up the stuff so you don't know some of the details. And they don't, you don't even know details about this person anyway. But you see the numbers and letters there, okay? And then look at this. This is 623 backwards, of course, 23rd of June, and how the Europeans do it and stuff. And then this X is 24, okay? The F is 6, and then the Z is 26. Okay, this all adds up to 56. So this is 9 upside down, and then this 56 equals 11. So this is 23, also 623, and 911 on this thing. It's just, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, I can't make up the numbers. I can't make the numbers fit these. And literally, he's saying this as I'm looking at it. I end up looking up, looking up, and him saying it as I'm stopping. It's mind-blowing. I hope you get what I'm saying. This is crazy sometimes. I've had these kind of things happen so many times. It is mind-blowing, and the Lord is just blessing me like that in all kinds of ways. Okay, I want to show you another thing from the actual iPad Goat again. Okay, this is some graffiti that's after it zooms out of the, the Apple splits and Obama's in the window panes and it zooms out, and you see so many people have commented, I say this is this or this is that, and you go, it looks like Psalm 23 to me, and that should go without saying. I mean, that's what it's trying to look like. It's trying to look like it's saying Psalm 23, okay? But that's what it looks like it's saying, but it's really saying something else. In fact, it's actually saying Donald. Okay, it's Donald right here, which also, but even bigger than that, I've uncovered that it's Obama 623, and more than that. So let me show this to you. So it's O right here with a line through it, right here, O with a line through it, because that's how he signs his name, O with a line through it, because he believes he's the Phi. And I'll get into that. And then there's a B right there. It's kind of a rough B, but it is a B, O-B-A. And then this is our clock hands, okay? And then this hand, the short hand, is pointing to a 3. And I just highlighted it kind of there. But O-B-A-M, and then this is 3 is here. But right here, kind of covered up, is an A. And this got a crossbar right there. It's A. Again, this is not super easy to see, but it is all here. It is really crazy. Obama, A right here, and then out of the A at the end of his name is lightning falling from heaven, which is what Barack Obama in Hebrew means. Lightning falling from heaven, like Jesus said in Luke 10:18. Okay, then we have right here 6, and then this little crossbar, the A, that this little thing, this is nothing. There's nothing that this is, really. It's not attached to anything. It doesn't go with this A right here. There's nothing. It's just right here. But this shows me that this is a 6 because this cuts this off. This is a 6, and then we have 2, 3. I mean, the Lord just opened it up for me. It's Obama at 623 at 3 a.m. This is incredible. I'm telling you, this is one of the many things that are here. And this is the main intent. I have no doubt in my mind. I understand graphics. I was a graphic designer. I went to school for graphics. I understand a lot of different things about hidden messages, puzzles, and all that kind of stuff. This is what this is saying. And taking the whole thing in context, and when I'm talking about 623, I'm hoping I'm proving the point. But then also, this image right here is really crazy because this is from The Economist magazine 2018. And this is the clock tower, okay? And it just so happens in a diagonal line, I'm not going to show it right here, but up here from diagonal is Kim Jong-un, and then up there from there is a missile, and then diagonally up from there is Statue of Liberty. And we're talking about, I've talked about 3 a.m. as the attack, just after 3 a.m. Just after 3 a.m. As you see, this is not straight across, it's just down, just after 3 a.m., just down, it's not across. And right here, do you see this? If you look at this really deep, I didn't, it's hard to blow it up too much without losing everything, but this is just after 3. This thing is just below 3. This little clock right here. It's a little tiny thing, but it's amazing, okay? And then this is later an iPad Go where you show the Statue of Liberty. And then this star here, call it Star of Raphaim or whatever, or Star of Molech or whatever, or Israel, Star of David, which it really isn't. But this orients it this way. And so this is 3 a.m. and it's again little after. There's the tick mark after 3. So again, like I've said, not the attack. The mega tsunamis are going to hit the west coast and the east coast. On the west coast, it starts in Hawaii and hits Hawaii first because it's Kilauea blowing and the east rift zone falling into the sea, causing a massive tsunami, mega tsunami, and it goes across the Pacific and hits the west coast at the same time, roughly. And that's a little after 9 p.m. on one day, and then the exact same moment in time, but in a different time zone, in the Eastern time zone, is the attack on New York with the mega tsunami. And these are done by torpedoes, probably nuclear torpedoes, probably. And I won't get into more of that right now. But so, and then this is how Barack Obama signs his name, and there it is, the O. And I'm gonna show you more here. Okay. So here he is right here, and it's zooming out of the window pane after the apple splits, okay? And like I've shown before many times in my videos, this window pane shows 623 as well, because if you go like we read, right to left, top to bottom, first is right to, if you read, it's right to left and then top to bottom. So if you go right to left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's in the 6th pane, which is 6, and then you go, next thing you do, where he's in this pane, which is top to bottom, it's 1, 1, 2, 2, and then left to right on the next row, he's in the 3rd one. Oops, that's a 2. 3rd one is 3. He's 6, 2, 3. And check this out. This is even more. If this is 6 and he's in the 6th pane, then when lightning falls, it's in 1, 2. And so it might be 6, 1, 2 is when lightning first falls, possibly. And maybe even going into 6, 1, 3. I don't know. So, and 613 was when the 2 oil tankers were torpedoed supposedly by maybe a Hellfire missile. What evidence showed that's an American Hellfire missile. It's a false flag for sure. Okay, but those were Japanese ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and they were torpedoed. And this may begin World War III. I think it will. I kind of got the feeling that it might begin World War III. And I just saw an article in the Jerusalem Post where the UN saying that America is planning on attacking Iran, maybe even their nuclear facilities, because they're going to plan to enrich uranium more and all that stuff, as a result of those 2 oil tankers being hit. And by the way, a little bit of predictive programming and all that stuff, those are Japanese oil tankers, and Japanese are the ones who attacked us supposedly in Pearl Harbor. And so that's, again, Pearl Harbor was the beginning of World War II, right? So that's another little predictive programming for the beginning of World War III, Japanese. Okay, it's subtle little things these people do. Okay, another thing I want to mention right here. See this? I kind of started writing over it a little bit. But if you watch the animation of this zooming out, there's kind of a little bit of like texture to the wall. But this light source over here on the left, where the graffiti is shining right here. And as it zooms out, watch it sometime. The light goes across here, and it looks like a hurricane going across. It's pretty dang crazy. It looks like a hurricane. It actually looks like a skull and a hurricane at the same time. It's pretty crazy. And so there's some more stuff there. And so we're talking about hurricanes. And, of course, like I mentioned before, the apple that splits has Hawaii written on it upside down. And then on one side it has that. On the other side it has a mega tsunami wave. And also on it has other things like the exploding volcano of Kilauea on it and everything like that. So, and it's a big apple. Okay, so it represents New York and Hawaii because Hawaii's on it. It splits, has a volcano on it spewing on the side. I've shown this in a lot of my videos, but I just want to reiterate that. And of course, Obama is supposedly from Hawaii, born in Hawaii, but he really wasn't because he's a clone and he's a he doesn't have a real birth certificate and everything. Even to this day, he does not have a real birth certificate. It's been proved false by 2 houses of authentication. Anyway, okay, so I want to show you this as well. So this is a little bit better view of it, but Obama is the lightning falling from heaven, okay? And this is the Phi, okay? He is the Phi, and remember I showed you how he signs his name with the O with a line through it. He believes he's the Phi. He also believes something else, but I'm going to show you what it is. This is crazy. So he believes he's the Phi. He's the golden number, or the golden ratio, or the golden mean. You can call it many things, and it's in art, geometry, design, theology, all that kind of stuff. It's it's called the perfect, or the what's it called, the perfect number or something. Anyway, a lot of things in life that have been designed by God, and I think this actually proves God's existence, of course, because the amazingness of the golden mean or the golden ratio proves that God designed it, because it's a design element. In fact, designers and stuff use this all over the place. I was a graphic designer. We use this to make art more appealing to the eye and more perfect and all that. It's the divine dimension, it's called, the divine number or something like that. Anyway, and it's part of the Fibonacci sequence. Okay, so as you can see here, 1 plus 2. So basically, it's 1 by 1.6. Okay, without explaining it completely, I'm not the best at explaining this, but it's just a sequence, and this begins the spiral, and it shows how this the Fibonacci spiral basically works. Okay, but which makes everything in art and in everything. Man, it's in nature. I'll show you. It's in people's faces. In perfect faces or whatever, perfect earlobes, and it's everywhere. And so this is how he signs his name. He believes, because he knows he's a clone, and I'm going to show you this. He knows he's a clone. He knows he's been made to be this person, and perfectly with different DNA and stuff. And I'm going to show you this. Okay, it's in the pyramids. This perfect sequence. There's a regular Fibonacci sequence, and then there's the spiral. Okay, in the pyramids. These were designed that way by very high intellects, and I'm convinced that Enoch built the pyramids, not the Egyptians. There are no tombs of any pharaohs in the pyramids. They're only outlying areas. They came to these, the Egyptians, who later became the Egyptians. They were Assyrians and other things. They came upon these pyramids that God made before the flood, and Enoch basically choreographed it or whatever. I'm not getting all that. Okay, and then so look at nature. This spiral, basically, golden spiral. Okay, now I want to talk about this aspect of it. So what I'm going to show you is confirmed by this article, and I'm going to put a link in the description box so you can read this article. But this guy named Kevin Knudsen, and he talks about the devilish trigonometry. If you know trigonometry, or you know about sine, cosine, tangent, and all that kind of stuff, I hated trigonometry. I had a horrible teacher. But anyway, I loved geometry and algebra and stuff like that, but I hated trigonometry and calculus. I had horrible teachers for those. Anyway, they couldn't explain the stuff, and one of them didn't even know how to do some of the problems. Anyway, but this is from Forbes magazine, and you can check it out. But he says basically linking the number of the beast and the golden ratio. It's really crazy that the same number. It's really crazy. It's a fraction of the golden ratio, but I'll show you. Check this out. Okay, so if you take sine, which is sine, cosine, and tangent, but it's crazy how sine actually is spelled sin. Isn't that crazy? And then if you say 666 degrees of sine equals minus 0.80901. Anyway, and some change, okay? But look at this. That equals minus phi. Remember I said Obama's phi divided by 2. So minus phi divided by 2. Hold on to your seats. That's what's coming up here. So there's the representation of negative phi over 2 divided by 2, okay? Negative phi divided by 2. All right. Now look at this. This is how Obama signs his name in the short. Negative phi over 2. Okay, and I already showed you he signs his name with Phi anyway. He thinks he's the golden mean, and then this actually means that he is 666 also. It's another way. This is crazy. I found this, I was like blown away. If you understand mathematics, you'll understand this. If you don't, hopefully you'll still understand it, but it is crazy. And I'm going to show you some more stuff here. So this is kind of all together. Look at his signatures, and they all have this. It's the minus, it's the phi, it's the 2 in there. It's just, it's nuts. I'm telling you, he is not what he's been, billed to be. And he's going to come back. And I'm talking about how he's going to come back many ways, and how he's already come back in many ways. With Joe Biden's campaign, people are looking for Obama again, of course. Now look at this. Okay, like I've said before, Barack Obama is a clone of a few things. One main DNA is Akhenaten. And if that doesn't show you, that is Akhenaten, the Egyptian king. That is Akhenaten, the Egyptian king. If that doesn't look like him, I don't know what does. Look at that. I mean, his facial structure is identical. I mean, and you could add a little bit out of the DNA as a clone, and where he had to be exactly, but still, he is exactly. In fact, there's video of him walking through the tomb of Akhenaten, and he says immediately, "Oh, that looks like me." And he says it not like, "Oh, he's surprised." He knew it already, but he's just saying it. And then there's another one where there's hieroglyphs and stuff, and there's one with a big head. It's got big ears, and it's kind of a view of Akhenaten with big ears. And that's Obama. He has big ears. Look at those big ears. I mean, he's known for his ears with his the way his head, hair. He doesn't have much hair, and he has his ears stick out. And I'm telling you, he is a clone of Akhenaten, and there's so much evidence of this. I'm going to bring more. Okay, now check this out. Okay, in the middle, he got his Nobel Peace Prize, right? For what? For nothing. Because he was president, that's it. And actually Nobel wanted to take it back after a while because he was part of so many wars after that, and continuation of wars and new wars, that they wanted to take it back. But they couldn't. Right here, this is on St. John the Divine's Cathedral in New York. Okay, now it's very important, New York, okay, because we're talking about New York attack that's coming soon as well. Okay, so he got his Nobel Prize in 2009, and on the exact time of the Norwegian spiral anomaly. This was done by CERN, I'm telling you, because I have a coordinated dates of when this happened. On the exact time Barack Obama was in this exact area, thousands of people saw this. CERN opened up a portal. If you kept watching this, I have video of it. It eventually opens up into a Einstein-Rosen bridge, basically a black hole, not a black hole, but a basically portal, basically. And they haven't perfected it. They're working on it, and eventually they'll open it up completely, okay, and probably over Hawaii. Anyway, we'll get into that. Right here, this is showing the birth of the Antichrist, okay, and it's out of, a plant or whatever, so it's not a natural birth, in a way. And then you see here that you've got human hands manipulating, and these are chromosomes here. See, these little X, Y's, something like that. That's chromosomes. And then these are cells, and then they become a baby. See the baby coming out? That is the Antichrist being born. And guess what? The chromosome come from, look at these mummies. See? Mummies. Mummies. And then look at the spiral. Ooh, look at the spiral when Obama, I don't know what I did. But look at the spiral when Obama is getting the Peace Prize. The exact time he's in Norway, in the exact place of the Peace Prize. At the same time, the spiral anomaly's going. So it's supposed to be this sign of the Messiah, of course. That's what it is. Who else who's an Antichrist candidate has all this? Nobody. Okay? Who looks like that? And the mummies here, the DNA, we're talking about DNA down here. We're talking about chromosomes up here, manipulated by hands. Right here, do you see that? It's all manipulated by hands. There's so much here. Somebody could actually analyze this even more than I have, but it's crazy. See that? And that spiral is this right here. I mean, I'm giving you evidence, the best I know, in front of your face. Are you seeing it? Are you hearing it? And if you don't believe it right now, eventually you'll, and if you're still here, hopefully you're not, hopefully you accept Jesus, hopefully you walk with Jesus and listen to him and obey him as best you can, because he's amazing. He loves you more than anything, and he'll do anything for you. You follow him, and you're out of here when this happens very soon, whenever it is. I don't know exactly when it's going to be. I'm just guessing right now. But whenever it is, if you're still here, Barack Obama's going to come back on the scene, and he may be even killed and come back to life. I don't know what's going to happen exactly. but there's going to be something like that, and people are going to go, oh, this is the guy, oh no, and then Trump's going to get killed somehow, whatever. Okay, and then check this out. This is also another pillar. There's several pillars that are very freaky on the St. John the Divine Cathedral. Okay, look at this thing. This is, again, this cathedral's in New York, and you have these buildings all, like an earthquake happening, and here comes this water over these buildings. And then, of course, it shows the Twin Towers, so you know it's New York, but the Twin Towers fallen since then. But these are done way before the Twin Towers were even there, or they were taken down, before they were even taken down. But look at that. Water's coming over that. Okay? Someone knows something. See, this is one more of many examples I've shown where water will flood New York. A mega tsunami will, like I said, after 3 a.m. on whatever day it is, and I'm speculating about what day it could be coming up here. Okay? This is crazy stuff. Now, this is what I'm so excited to tell you about. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. Thank you. Oh man. So, this is the Revelation 12 sign. I'm going to prove even more. For you skeptics who don't think Revelation 12 sign, like my brother J.K. Bugout, poor guy, I love him so much, and he's awesome, and I thank him so much. I want to give you massive kudos, brother, for showing me a lot of things about iPad Goat and other people about iPad Goat, and you were the forerunner and the timelines and everything, and I've gone a little bit different way than you, but I appreciate all your work you've done, even up to now, on iPad Goat. But unfortunately, you don't believe that this Revelation 12 sign is real and it's from God. But I'm going to tell you it is. I have another massive evidence that the Revelation 12 sign is from God. Okay? And it just hit me like a ton of bricks a few days ago. And I've got to tell you, and this is key to understanding about the birth. Okay, so basically right here you see the Jupiter going in the side of Virgo. And that happened on November 20th, 2016. In fact, I watched it happen. Okay? I watched the sky, I watched it happen, cross those stars on that day, okay? And then I saw it later on software, okay? And then, basically, it was going back and forth in Virgo, which is amazing. It was going back and forth, like it's moving around, and then it comes out right here, crosses these two stars, which ends up being the bottom. See, these end up kind of represent legs, very roughly. This is the body, these are the arms, okay? It's a stick figure, okay, whatever. And it crosses right here on 9-9, and then eventually it comes down here below the leg, and then it ends up actually down here, and it ends up creating this alignment on September 23rd. Okay, that's great. It's September 23rd, right? Is the alignment, but the birth technically happened September 9th. How many days was it from November 20, 2016 to September 9, 2017? It was 293 days. Okay, so I looked at that, and for some reason at the time, months and months ago, I was like, there's something here. And the Lord's like putting in my mind. And now he finally downloaded to me what this means. Now look, remember the Revelation 12 sign was 923. Well, look at this. This is a version of 923. The 9's in the middle of the 2-3. That's kind of crazy, right? Okay, now look. Now check this out. I want to show you this before I get into what this really is. Remember, there's the birth 9-9 and Revelation 12 sign when Jupiter actually crossed stars at the body and exited the body. And then this is Barack Obama's birthday in 2018, which made him the Magic 57, which is the 1919 to 19. Okay, now check this out. That's 329 days from the birth to his birth. That is backwards. What is it? 923. Wow. Okay, that is planned. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's another evidence that a Barack Obama, he's not real. It's not his birthday. He's not from Hawaii. He is a clone that's been placed as a birthday and everything. Literally, like I said, there's no birth certificate on him. The birth certificate they presented has been proven false by two houses of forgery, or two houses of certification, one in Europe, one in the United States, by Joseph Arpaio and his deputies. That's period. Look it up. Look it up. Okay, now, this is so exciting. Okay, so, the prophetic year. Okay, this is no secret for you who know the Bible. A prophetic year is 360-day period of time, which is a year instead of 365. And that's in the Bible, okay? So, basically, if you take, right here, 365-day year, anyway, it's all, I don't know what I'm saying. I can read all this stuff, but I don't want to read it. But you can read it, pause and read it if you want. But that means if it's a 360-day year, then it's a 30-day month. So it's 12 30-day months, of course, which is 360 days. Okay, it's simple. That's as simple as it could be. You can read all this if you want. Okay, now there are 8 times in Scripture this prophetic year, different versions like months and days and everything has been, but that shows the 360-day year. Now listen to this. Oh my goodness, a 30-day month. Okay, right? So take 9 months times 30 days of that 30 of the prophetic year. That's 270 days. So 9 months at 30 days apiece, 270 days. Plus 23 days is 293. That's how many days Jupiter was in Virgo. Okay? That is 9 months and 23 prophetic days and months. 923. So God came up with 923. Not movies, not TV shows, not all these places that it's hidden, 923 and 623, 9 upside down, 623, which is the birth. It's God's intention, and then the enemy has changed it. In fact, what may have happened is the enemy knew, of course, the constellation and all the alignment and the Revelation 12 sign was coming, and then he basically manipulated the, among other things, the Gregorian calendar to match on the alignment day 923, and then use it for his purposes, maybe. Okay, maybe God was kind of part of that too, but whatever. I don't know for sure. I don't usually attribute evil to God. Another thing, the reason why is because in the Bible it says that God hates man's feast days and holidays and stuff, like the synagogue of Satan, the false Jews right now have put together. He hates their false feast days. It's in the Bible. Look it up. He hates them. Okay, so he can't be part of them if he hates them. Okay, and if you think he's part of it by other means and he's all part of evil and everything, and that's not the God I serve. So, so God is ultimately sovereign, but he's not part of evil. Okay, I'm going to move on here. All right, but check this out. Isn't that insane? 9 prophetic months and 23 days is the time. Oh, but I'm going to keep going. I won't go back here. Go forward here. Oh, okay, there we go. All right. It is amazing. It's just amazing to me. Now, why did I have this on here? I don't remember where I had this on here again. I was going to say something important. Maybe I already said it on the first one. I don't recall. Oh, it's the 6. Well, I mentioned the 623. Maybe that's what it is. The upside down W, and this is a 6. That may be what it is, possibly. Okay, anyway. And I have those sometimes. Okay, so remember the 923, the 923. Okay, so we have God's prophetic 9 months and 23 days. Again, establishes even more the Revelation 12 sign. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then the Revelation 12 sign ends up having a 923. I mean, anyway, like I said, that shows me that's God's number. The enemy's using it on the Gregorian for different things. Now let me show you how he's really using it for this birth that's coming. So again, 923 is God's conception and birth. Remember in the Revelation 12 sign, conception is when Jupiter went in, and then birth is when it comes out of Virgo. So 923, okay? And that's my baby going. So now look at this. This is a seed and iPad goat, and we have a figure here. Now it's half woman right here, and she's face down with the leg right here. Okay, and half male with the with the leg going up right here, and there's the foot with the big toe, whatever, and then the phallic symbol right here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to put this in here. Oh shoot. Well, let me say this real quick. Right here, sideways, this is a 9 or even a 6 upside down. Right here, it says slash, and there's a 2 and a 3. It's kind of an outline of a 3. It's 9/23. So there's a 923 from this thing. Okay. Anyway. So, this represents, I'm pretty sure, that I'm not very sure, this represents United States, okay? And also a conception, because a conception requires a female and a male. And then you've got this thing here, and then it's got stuff all over it, white stuff all over it. Anyway, whatever. And then, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And then this is the conception here. This is showing the conception right here, okay? And the conception is part of this. So Now I'm saying this is United States. This is Florida right here, kind of distorted. And this little dot right here is the lake. It's in the middle of bottom of Florida right here. I can't think of what it's called. This is the coast, west coast. And this is the shape of Maine right here. It's really crazy. Look at it. Oh, man, it's crazy. This is absolutely what it is. And then over here is the, that's probably the, the Rockies or something. Then over here is the west coast, kind of hidden. But way over here, this is water right here. Definitely water. See this water, the reflection all around here. This is water over here. Way over here, off the west coast, is Hawaii's over here. Okay, it's way over here. And look, this is a hurricane. This is how a hurricane looks if you look at it from sideways view, going way up into the sky. Okay, now what I'm saying about this is 4 hurricanes. This is the first one, and it becomes a phallic symbol. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to say it's a phallic symbol. And then the next one is another hurricane. See how it's kind of looks a little twisted there? That's a hurricane right there. Another one and another one. And the bigger, smaller, smaller. Anyway, those are 4 hurricanes that went over Hawaii. Okay, and I'm going to get into those. We have Hector, Lane, Norman, and Olivia. Okay, those are the hurricanes that happened. And right here is about to form another one. Now, also in this image this is 2017, 2018, and 2019 in one image. That's been several times. Where when I showed you Lily with the 12 figures, there's the 12 figures, or 2017, because they show each month 2017 in the yin year, and then the wall behind it with JK shown is 2018, but then it comes back to the figures and Lily again in 2019, I'm saying, and this is showing 2018, 17, 2018, 2019, okay? There's a number of reasons for that. Check this out. This is the dog. This is the year of the dog. This is the dog. This is the nose, his face up, his ear is a dog right here, his face up, nose up, and that's the year of the dog, which was 2018. Right here is a rooster head. Okay, it's not super easy to make out, but it's a rooster head. That was 2017, the year of the rooster. And then it's crazy. This also represents 2018 in a different way, because in 2018, on the East Coast here, we had Hurricane Maria and Hurricane Jose. This looks like an old lady with a head covering, and then an old guy with a beard right here. I just saw these. The Lord just opened them up to me. This is Maria and Jose. I think it's Jose. The hurricanes, and they came together in 2018. Later, 9 months later, it was Hurricane Chris in the same area. I mean, for Christ. I mean, this is all fake, and I've talked about how these hurricanes are fake. Now I'm going to get into more here. Now look at this. Again, that's the image I was telling you about. This is Hector, and I'm explaining to you why that is. Hector means restrainer, and Hector is the catalyst that causes the birth. And I'm going to explain that at some point here. But over here, so again, we have Hector, we have Lane, Norman, and Olivia. And around the same time of Olivia's going on, within almost a day of each other, within the same day actually almost, this is Florence. Okay, this is Florence. And Hurricane Florence came in right here. It's right above, right where it came in. I'm going to show you. Look at that. Came in right there. See that? Right there. Came in right there. There's Florence right there. Look at that. Florence on the East Coast. And then this is the West Coast. And this is Olivia's about the same time right here. Boom, boom. Okay? And this is all about conception. Okay? We're talking about the conception. And then guess what? 9 months and 23 days later is a birth. This is insane. This isn't crazy. I'm going to show you this. This is really amazing. Okay, this is conception because look, you got the penis, and then you have, look at this. This is the sun god, the false sun god that they worship, putting light down on this and causing this to be a conception with the, the female thing and the whatever. And it's right down here is the female area, and the male thing's right there. And this ends up being 9 right here. It's a 9 right here /2 3. There's an outline of a 3, but this is 9. If you really blow it up, it's a 9 or even a 6 upside down /2 3. Okay, that means from this conception 9 months and 23 days later, and I'll show you. It's crazy. This is crazy. Okay, let me show you. Okay, watch this. So we got Hurricane Hector. Now look, Hector, okay, again it means restrainer, but look, it formed July 31st. Okay, Hector equals restrainer. I've searched out the etymology of the name Hector. It means restrainer. And now, where does that come from? Well, 2 Thessalonians 2:6-7. And you know what is restraining him now, so that he may be revealed in his time. For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. And now, restraining who? The Antichrist. And then he will be revealed. Okay, for the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who now restrains it will do so until he is out of the way. So it refers to him as a he, and I know for a fact in my heart, I know enough of the Bible to know the restrainer referring to as a he is the man-child that's going to be taken to heaven, is the bride of Christ that is restraining the lawless one from coming completely into fruition, and the Antichrist, being born basically, Lucifer incarnating Barack Obama. Okay, so that's what's restraining. Okay, so that is causing a conception. The restrainer is causing, I should say, I take that back, it's causing a birth. But in Hector, it's pre-representing the conception. But in the birth, it's causing a birth. It's also a message. Those 4 hurricanes are a message. Also, Hurricane Hector is a restraint. I'll get into it in a second here. This is crazy. Okay, so this is when Hurricane Hector formed, July 31st. 9 months and 23 days later, on the Gregorian, not in God's prophetic, because that's for God, but for some reason, enemy's evil intentions, because each month has a different amount of days, 30 or 31, or February's 20. There's no February. Yeah, there's February in there. 28 days. So but that's all made by man and demons. Okay, but look at that. 9 months, 23 days later is May 23rd. Why is that important? I've been talking about, my last few videos were about May 22nd, 23rd. And this is the link. So this is even proving that I was even right about this day and how essential this is. But let me show you even more about May 23rd right away. Look at that. That's Bush. Okay, the caricature on iPad Go 2. He is hand signing May 23rd. 5 fingers on his hand, 2 fingers bent back, and 3 other fingers. That's 5, 2, 3. And guess what 5, 2, 3 is? I will show you. This is awesome. This is amazing. God just giving this up. But look, there's 5, 2, 3 pointing at the shark, which is the killer subs, and then 5, 2, 3 pointing at the East Coast, which is 6. No, here, let me show you. So 5 is right here. This is the 5th month right here. 5th month on the Chinese lunar calendar. This is the Chinese, this is partial part of the Gregorian and Chinese lunar calendar conversion table. So the 5th month's right here, right there where the red is. Over here, so 5/23 is right here. 23, the 5th month of the lunar calendar. So then now you look at the yellow. It's June on the same row. 25th. I didn't even try to, man, that drew a line right across there. That's crazy. June 25th. And I've been saying that in my last video, part 1. Watch part 1 if you haven't. The video right before this one. This is part 2 about June 23rd. And guess what? Remember on the previous set of videos, part 1 and part 2, where I said 529 is 623, 923 backwards or whatever? Which it is. It's another way. But look, 523 happened. Weber Falls, the 2 barges, right? Look, white and red. And this is the day of the flood. Remember, I told you also there were going to be 600 so-called residents evacuated if this thing went. Noah was 600. These look like, arcs. I mean, it's so much going on here. That's great. I did the gematria of Weber Falls, and that was this last set of videos, part 1 and part 2, which is the birth. 529 is 923 backwards or whatever, question mark. Anyway, and then look at this. The same day it's showing iPad Go. These blocks are falling again. You got white and red. The sacrificial goats, the red and the white are the scapegoats. And this is from Exodus when Aaron had a sacrificial goat, the one he sacrificed, and then the scapegoat he let go. And that shows the day of destruction that's going to happen on this day, which I believe is possibly 625, which is showing 523 and several things. In the last video I showed you, and the last several videos, the series before that I showed you about 523 and 522. People are going to get sacrificed as goats, as the way the enemy looks at it, and then the other goats are sheep in a sense. Are going to be taken up. The white ones are the bride of Christ. They're going to be taken up at this cataclysm. Okay, this is crazy, man. It's hard to know all this stuff sometimes, and it's hard to hold this stuff. It's not fun. Okay, now let me go back to okay. Now Lane is the next one. Okay, it's the next of the next three. Okay, so Lane, it was August 15th is when it formed. Now this is important. It's important when it formed because that represents the conception. Okay, it's when it formed. So the date it formed. It's all these are representations. These are all. And again, Lane was about rainfall a year before, almost exactly to the days was Hurricane Harvey, which had a record rainfall as well. That's an iPad Go 2 also. It's crazy. Okay, so check this out. Hurricane Lane in original Gaelic, a lot of people didn't research it down to the Gaelic. Original Gaelic is spear. Okay, so Hurricane Lane is spear, and this is an iPad Goat. This is when Osama bin Laden is on this like glacier kind of thing with these missile guys behind him, and then right on the end of the glacier thing, boat glacier thing, is a spear. That's Hurricane Lane, and this is Hawaii. Now look, here it is. Here's a big island, Hawaii, and I kind of tilted it to show you. There's the horn of the goat. This is the goat's eye. There's the goat's mouth. This is the goat's throat where Kilauea is, and it's all. This is those are the fissures that go down from Kilauea down to the coast, and this is all going to explode, erupt, and all this whole East Rift Zone is going to fall right over this Helena slump, which is thousands of feet deep, and it's going to fall over, causing a massive displacement. Which this is prehistoric, previous. A massive tsunami wreckage right here from the other shelf that formed right here, as I've explained in other videos, causing a massive tsunami, destroying most of Hawaii, if not all of Hawaii, going across the Pacific and hitting the west coast. I'm telling you, this is what's coming. It's all over iPad Goat, and I've uncovered it for sure. Okay, so that's Hurricane Lane, the spear. So far we have Hector, the restraint is taken away, and then a spear is the next part of the story, another part of the story. Then we have, again, it formed on August 15th. Well, check it out. 9 months and 23 days later is June 6th. What happened June 6th? Well, I talked about it in my last video, didn't I? Well, I'll reiterate it here. Barack and Michelle Obama signed Spotify deal. Again, we're talking about rolling back out Obama and his birth, ultimately as the Antichrist, but they're doing in waves. You know, like that article a while back last year where they found this this fossil and they called it Obamus coronatus, which means Obama crowned. Are you kidding me? Do you not look it up? Obamus coronatus, and it means Obama crowned, and that's what they call this fossil thing. Are you kidding me? To honor Obama, why would you call it Obama crowned? And that's a little predictive programming, of course, in science, that Obama's the Antichrist. He's going to be crowned. Hello, McFly, you hear me? Ding, ding, ding. I mean, seriously, it's crazy. And, okay, to show you even more, that June 6th, 6-6, of course, he's 666, he's also 623, as I've shown. Okay, that this is this is is this a coincidence? No, let me show you. Look, Spotify deal, which is 108, which is 96 or 69. Well, look at Spotify. It's 66. Look, 66. 6666. That's just a massive, horrible, ridiculous coincidence that's in the quadrillions. Are you kidding me? So on that day, it's showing that this is 9. By the way, 1 and 8 is 9, and it's 6. So it's 69 backwards. And remember I showed you about Cancer. 69 is the portal. That's the day of 69. That's when it's the portal day, and that's in Cancer is the Pleiades, and that's where the bride of Christ is going. And Obama is going to be here. And guess what? 69 also represents the mark of the beast, which is 23, 23, and 23. 23 plus 23 plus 23. Remember I talked about those chromosomes and that false birth. Well, you're going to have your 23 chromosomes. If you're still here and you're not in the first rapture or second rapture, then you're going to be you both have. Everybody has their 23 chromosomes with their mother and their father. But guess what? You get another set of 23 chromosomes that are digital, or they're evil, right? They're going to be added to you from an injection and the mark of the beast, and it's going to cause you to be a 69 in a sense, and under his control. That's what 69 also represents. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. And then the next one is Hurricane Norman. Check this out, okay? Hurricane Norman, right, was the next one. And what does it mean? It means man from the north. Of course, north man, man from the north. And so in the iPad Go animation, you have from the north is coming down. Of course, this figures Osama bin Laden, but I believe man from the north. And all the gematria I've done and everything to try and expose these people for their evil divining of using gematria and everything. And all I'm doing is just doing some gematria to show what they're doing evilly and divining through gematria and all the stuff they're doing. And I'm just exposing Ephesians 5:11. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Ephesians 5:11. That's all I'm doing. I'm exposing the evil gematria and stuff they use. I don't use gematria. I only use it to show what they're doing. It's crazy, okay? And this is the man from the north spearing. So this is Norman, the man from the north, spearing Lane, Hawaii, right there. It's crazy. This is all the message right here. Okay? Man from the north, right there. Coming from the north. Okay? And then so we have August 28th is when it formed, when Norman formed. And then again, you add 9 months and 23 Gregorian days. Okay? Which is 296, which is, there's a 69 in there as well. It's crazy. This is crazy. Okay? Right. That is crazy. Oh, wait, before I do that. So, yeah, there we go. June 20th. Okay? I'm going to show you why June 20th it might be important. Okay? I'm going to show you why. So far, we're going to have a June 12th, a June 20th, and a June 23rd. But I'm going to show you this. Okay. But we're hitting on important days, and this could be a very important day. But we'll see. That's why I'm putting this out tonight, June 18th. I could have waited tomorrow. I wanted to in a way, but I just had to get this out so more people can see it before the day hits, because something may happen on June 20th. Okay, so North Korea, this just came out on the 14th. North Korea ready to test new submarine launch missile. Are you kidding me? Okay, are you kidding me? And guess what? That's the Northman. The Northman is, from North Korea. Kim Jong-un. And I've shown it so many times. North Korea, Kim Jong-un, and gematria and different things. And man, they're just so hinted at. And there's a picture of Kim Jong-un standing in front of a fighter, and it's got 923 on it. I mean, it's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. There's all this kind of stuff. I mean, they're about to roll all this stuff out. I just don't know the exact timing, but right now I'm using as much evidence as I can find to show you where I think we possibly are right now. Okay, now the last ones are Libya, of course, over Hawaii, like I showed you on the west coast, or really over Hawaii in the west, and then Florence on the east at virtually the same time. They formed on August 31st. Okay, now notice this too. This is crazy. This says full strength intensity on September 6th, which is 9/6, which backwards is 69. And then you have this one at full intensity on 9/11. I mean, are you kidding me? 9/11 and 6/9, and they're both virtually at the same time when they formed. I mean, it's all over. I mean, I hope you're seeing this, what I'm showing you. And both Category 4 major hurricanes. I mean, that's a coincidence. Not even close. So August 31st. Well, I'll get into that in a second. But Hurricane Olivia means of the olive tree. And as we see down here, remember we had man from the north, spear, Hawaii. And then right here, guess what this is? This is a dove. This is an example of a dove. And then what this is an olive branch with a little olive on it. It's an olive of the olive tree. Oh, imagine that. Of the olive tree. And that is the last hurricane to hit Hawaii. Of the 3 that actually hit Hawaii, the first one touched it. So guess what? Oh, I didn't even show that. Hurricane. I need a blank spot here. Yeah, let's do this. I'll just do it right here. Hurricane Hector, which is 8/8, went over Fisher 8 on August 8th, 2018. Are you kidding me? So guess what 8 is? In God's numbers, even in the enemy's numbers, but more God's numbers because he created it. 8 is a new beginning. So of course it's going to be associated with a conception. A conception is a new beginning, and Hector is the conception. Hector is that phallic symbol, that penis that's shooting those things, and boom, there it is. And guess what? We had a beginning of our country that was 1776, right? And that, you know what 1776 is? Is 888 plus 888. is 1776. And if you take 1 and you move it over here to that, it's 777. That's what they did. I mean, this is all part of their stuff. They're manipulating things. Okay, God created the original stuff, the numbers, and it's all good. But enemy created a version of numerology that is evil and that's used for divining and controlling people and predicting the future and all kinds of false predicting, because it's really not this stuff that is going to look like they predict the future like an iPad goat. No, they just showed you what they already had planned, and they had people behind the scenes and demons and everything just do stuff behind the scenes, so it looks like it's predicted. And that's all the enemy can do. That's all the enemy can do. It's false stuff that God does. That's it. And then of course Hurricane Florence at the roughly the same time on it means to flower, and there's the flower opening on. And by the way, it's pink. And Obama, when it shows Obama on iPad Goat, he's sitting in a pink chair. Okay, because he's effeminate. Okay, he's effeminate. His wife Michelle Obama is really Michael Obama. Was really Michael. Okay, look it up if you don't know. And he's during his presidency. All the gay marriage and stuff came out and everything, all that stuff. I mean, that's all an agenda, of course. And he is that way as well. Okay? So there's the pink flower. And it just so happens there's 25 petals, I think, which represents June 25th. Okay? There's 25 petals. Okay? That's crazy. So we have August 31st. Add 9 months and 23 days again. You get June 23rd, what I'm saying, 623. There it is again. And that may be the final birth, because that's the last hurricane, and that is what this is showing. Okay? I'm telling you. Do you see it? This is incredible information right here, people. I hope you see it. I hope to God that for your own souls and for your own sake, you see this and wake up. Please. Please. And for you, brothers and sisters in Christ, you be encouraged. This is almost over. This is almost over. Whether it's this exact day or it's just a little bit after this, and this is just the beginning of something, I'm going to talk about this in a second. Okay, so look at this. This is crazy. So I'm saying that possibly some birth may have happened on 6/12. So guess what this is? So remember by the rules I was sharing about how they use numbers, and this is how they do their numerology. Not me, not anything else. I'm just exposing how they do stuff. But look, sometimes 1 is a slash, but so in this case it's going to be 1 is a slash. You got 6, you have 2, and then right here again, like I've shared many times, but 2 plus 1 plus 9, is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. So 2019 either represents 12 because you add them together, or it represents, you keep going, you add 1 plus 2 is 3. So the year is right here, 6/23, okay? And then we have 620, you have 6, 2, 0 is nothing. And then, of course, 2019, it represents 3. You have 623 again. Imagine that. Good job, boys and girls. And then 6, right, 23. We don't need this one because this is just a date right here. So we have 6, and it just so happens, 623, 623, 623. Oh, wow, measure that. And then I'm showing you 625, and I'll explain a little bit more why I'm showing 625. And my time's almost up. Holy crap. My battery's almost done here. Hopefully I can get this done here. Okay, so let me explain a little bit more about this. Okay. Oh man, I'm running out of time. I'm gonna have to show you this on another video maybe. Or maybe I'll do this still. Okay. So the apple rolling. Okay, so this is 6 right here. This is a backwards 6, upside down 2 and 3 right here. Okay, 6, 2, 3. The apple falls, and I'm saying it might be that's 623. This is 623. That's this 623. It might be 612. There's a number of reasons why I think that, okay? Okay, and then the apple rolls. Now I'm going to show you this. I was going to show you this, but you can, oh man, I'm running out of time here. Let me just do it this way. I decided I'm almost out of battery. I'm just going to explain it because I've shown it on a few previous videos. You can watch those. The last set, part 1 and part 2, before this, part 1 and part 2. You can watch that, I think, or the one before that. Anyway, but the apple rolls. It rolls because it's got a yellowish orange spot on it. It's the sun, so it rolls 8 times, hits Obama's foot. That may be June 20th, okay, which is also at 623, and then that's the 8th hit a day. Then it rolls back left, stops, rolls back right. It rolls back left, stops, and then the shadow on his foot plus the stem shadow is I from X, which is 9. So that's the ninth day. The apple rolls again to the right a little bit, and then it shows the X part of the X shadow on his foot. The other X shadow, the X part is on his foot. That's 10, and then it splits open on the 11th day, and then the leaf that shows there has an 11 on it. Okay, I'll just explain that, and you can watch it or go watch it yourself. And that's so those are 11 days opening up on 623 possibly. So apple dropping on one of the 623s, which is this, and it's on her dress. And then the other 623, which might be on his foot somewhere. I've seen a 9 on his tip of his toe. I mean 9. There might be a 2-3 in there somewhere. So that's a 623. And then when it finally opens up, that's maybe a 623. Okay, so let's move on. I'm running out of time here. Okay, another thing I want to show you is these two things right here. This is the Revelation 12 sign plus a few days, which is exactly 21 weeks, to the winter storm Noah. Okay, and it was on the 2:17 to 2:18, which in the Bible is second month 17th day was when the flood happened in Noah's day, and he was 600, of course. So hurricane, are you kidding me? Winter storm Noah was on February 17th through the 18th, so started on February 17th, which is the second month 17th day, but on the Gregorian, of course. But it's a representation by the people who start all these hurricanes and all these storms and everything with their, all their technology and everything. That was 21 weeks from the Revelation 12 sign. Okay, why is that important? Well, now if I'm going from the Revelation 12 sign to June 23rd, which is a flood possibly, which is maybe the tsunamis that happen, then you were looking at 21 months, 21 weeks on that one, and then another flood, 21 months, two 21s. Okay, what is that? What's the big deal about that? Well, look at this. Phi, which is what Obama signs his name with, the O with a line through it, is the 21st letter of the Greek alphabet. Are you kidding me? Can't make this stuff up. Okay, just the numbers are working out that way. What can I say? Okay, it could be some grand, massive coincidence, which is the numbers are off the charts on this as well. But you got two floods. They're both in the 21 week and 121 month from the Revelation 12 sign, possibly represent floods. So I believe some kind of flood is going to happen. Now, what I'm saying right now is it may not be the actual one that I was talking about, the bigger tsunamis. They may be another 11 days or something and going to July 4th. I'm thinking that's a possibility. That's an iPad Go possibly. It may be the actual thing, or it may be Oroville Dam breaking, like I've talked about, or Hoover Dam breaking, possibly. Maybe something like that, or some other major flood thing that they do before the actual mega tsunamis. I don't know. Okay, check this out. This is crazy. So Elvis Presley's death day is actually 6/23, and other things. Check this out. This is insane. So August is 8, of course. So just like I did from the other video, part 1, Michael Jackson's birthday, start from the middle, you get 6, and then the 1 is a slash. 9 plus 7 plus 7 is 23. Okay, you got 6/23 right there. Then go backwards, and then August is 8 plus 1 is 9. This is 69, of course, is backwards. So this is 6/23, 69, and guess what? This is also, if you go this way, 8 plus 1 is 9, okay, in the August, and the 1 in first. So that's an upside down 6. Then you have 6, and then you have 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7 is 24. 2 plus 4 is 6. You have 6, 6, 6. So in his death day, Elvis Aaron Presley has 6/23, 69 backwards, and 666, all in one death day, because he was killed, he was murdered. Okay, and let me show you this as well. Check this out. Do the gematria. This is another grand coincidence. Gematria of Elvin Aaron Presley. Okay, look it in English gematria. It's 1296, which backwards is June 9th, 2019. Remember I said 2019 is 12, June 9th, and I've talked about June 9th. It's crazy. Also, there's far more. 216. Again, he represents the devil, or Barack Obama. So if that's his birth, 623, and he's 666, which is in his birthday, and 69, like I said, Barack Obama's birthday, August 4th, is the 216th day of the year. This is all planned. This couldn't all be. This is all planned. Now watch this. You think this is all coincidence even up to this point? Check this out. 1296 down here, it equals June 23rd. Are you kidding? June 23rd in gematria spelled out equals Elvis Aaron Presley, which is 216, also in simple gematria, which is all these things, 666, 623, and 69. That's off the charts. That's impossible. If you know numbers at all, if you don't know numbers, okay, I understand. But if you know numbers at all, it's impossible. Impossible. Okay, now I want to talk about this and then I'm about done. So remember, so June 23rd may be the flood. Okay, I'm saying. Okay, the birth. Birth is the water birth, in a sense, the water breaking, in a sense, is the birth. And here's the Antichrist figure coming out. His eyes are closed. He's not completely revealed yet. But you see the water, and then he's coming out the birth canal right here. See, he's the birth, and there's the water breaking. So that's the mega tsunami. So that could be the 23rd, possibly. And then I believe days after, maybe 2 days, like I'm saying possibly, or maybe up to a week, I don't know. So I'm just guessing and speculating at this point. But look, then he comes out, and then look, the flowers are blooming. Okay, bloom. And that could be, like I said, 625, possibly. Those are new, and I believe those also represent nuclear explosions all over the United States. Possibly. Okay, possibly. And there's tons of them that appear. Okay, he's still not awake yet. And then he wakes up. Oh, his eyes are... And by the way, behind him is Notre Dame, and then it collapses, and then his eyes are on fire, and Notre Dame was on fire. This cathedral looks like Notre Dame, and that's all an iPad goat. And before, he had the crown of thorns, and then when Notre Dame before it starts collapsing, the crown of thorns disappears. And then remember this cathedral here, which looks like Notre Dame, and it is Notre Dame. The crown of thorns disappears because the person in supposedly this is all a bunch of story. This is all a narrative that they want to put out there. This guy rescued the supposed crown of thorns from Jesus from Notre Dame's cathedral, among other artwork. All this artwork and all this stuff they took out right before it was destroyed by fire. Yeah, coincidentally, yeah. If you believe that, I got some swampland in Florida to sell you. Really dirt cheap. Really dirt cheap. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, the reason I'm saying it's possible that, 623 could be when the apple falls. And then we could have 11 days after that. It's possible. I'm saying that's a possibility too. I don't know. I'm speculating about this time. It might be this time. It might be, and, July 4th is 11 days later. And there's a big thing that, Trump's doing. Salute to America. And there's so much in this. Look at this. Okay, in this he says, hold the date. Whoever says this, hold the date. Again, this is a complete gematria thing, and I picked it out right away. Hold the date is 6/12. And again, 6/12 is what I'm saying it might be the first day, June 12th, of the apple falling, which is weird. So either this is forecasting the apple falling in 6/12, and then this whole 11-day process that goes to the 6/23, or this is just 6/12 is just one more process in this whole thing that might culminate in July 4th. And July 4th, fireworks and everything, and that's an iPad Go when the death figure is, has a fireworks behind him. I thought that might be, the 4th of July. It could be the, the first of the year, or it could be the Day of the Dead, because it's a celebration with fireworks as well. But I was really, last year I thought it might be the 4th of July, and it wasn't, of course. But it still is very possible. But look at this. What he calls hold the date, Trump. Remember I was talking about Archie the baby, royal baby? His last name is Windsor, which is 6/12. His middle name is Harrison, which is 6/12. Remember I was talking about in my part 1 video, Michael Jackson's Thriller is 6/12. And then look, June 6th, which is when Obama came out with Spotify, is 6/12. So these might be actually forecasting 6/12, or again, also 6/12 is 666, because 12 is 6 plus 6. It's another way of doing 666. So whatever it is, something bad's coming, and so watch out for, I'm going to say right now, 6/20, 6/21, 22, 23, 25, and then if nothing happens after that, I'll probably do more about 4th of July, big possibilities as well. But we're looking at this as major possibilities, because I think the numbers are absolutely off the charts. And what I've been shown about the Revelation 12 sign and all that, and the hurricanes and all these videos I've been doing since really at the beginning was when the Lord told me to do it when the first Hector was forming and trying to go across the Pacific. And the Lord said to me, it's going to touch Hawaii, or it's gonna involve Hawaii. And I didn't know if it was going to hit or touch or whatever. But this all began that. And so I think this is all significant from when I started. And so this may be very super significant, these dates. You be the judge, and we'll see. So this is Exalted Lamb 1, and I hope you're very blessed by God and the Lord Jesus. This is Exalted Lamb 1 saying, over and out.